Well, they're starting to wind up here at the MG Car Club event today, and I'm talking to David Hutchins, and you're a committee member of the MG Car Club.
Yes, I am. We have a Concours committee which organises this event. I've just recently stepped down as chairman of that committee, but I'm still on the committee, and we do all the work that's necessary to put this event together.
Mm-hmm. And you've got a car here?
Yes, I have. I've managed to get a first prize in the section that I'm in.
So what section are you in?
Well, this was just for the model of MG that I have, which was an MGB GT. The preservation section is really the exact opposite of the Concours event. The Concours d'Elegance comes from the French term, for an event that was started there in France to display unique and beautiful motor cars and horses and carriages and all that sort of thing. It's really about mostly about restored cars. So cars that have been through a life, maybe two lives, and then been restored and are shown as being good examples of that particular model, that particular breed. The opposite of that is a preservation class, which we introduced recently to put some emphasis on cars that have never been restored and therefore represent exactly what the car was like when it left the factory. So it's something that's been happening worldwide for the past 10 years or so, or perhaps even more, in America and also in Europe. This part of a Concours event is for cars of this description, cars that have not been modified, altered, butchered, refinished. They're exactly like they used to be, and they show signs of the wear that they've had. We find that this is of great interest to the public, not just the aficionados of this particular brand of car, but people that like to see, well, what were they really like before they became shiny again.
So instead of restoring a car, you could actually build it from scratch, couldn't you, and still be in the car club, I suppose?
Yeah, well, you can. Of course, credence is given to matching chassis numbers and engine numbers and a whole car, in other words. But yes, it would be possible to build a car from parts to make it look like it was an original car, but that's not the idea behind the event. It is to bring out cars that would normally be parked at home and used occasionally or never used.
Mm-hmm. So the metal for the, what's the word for it? The metal for the car.
We call them mud guards.
The whole car.
Oh, the body.
The body.
Yes.
That's the word I was looking for.
Mud guard.
Yeah, I know.
Which is called a wing in England.
Okay.
And a fender in America.
So that may or may not be original metal, might it?
No. There are people turning out fiberglass replicas, but that's not acceptable. It's not an original material, so that would mean that car would be downgraded in its assessment because it's not 100% original. The biggest problem, of course, is paint. With the older cars, very little paint survives quite often, but then sometimes it does. We had a car here today, an MGB, that's been owned by one family since brand new. It has never been in an accident. It's never been changed, never been repainted, never been touched. It is absolutely as it came from the factory.
It's mint condition. Well, not mint condition, but almost.
Yeah, it shows a little bit of wear and tear, but it's just been owned by a family who love it very much and they've looked after it. And there are a lot of these cars out there, and we want to see them come out again so we can see them.
Mm. Okay, well, thanks very much for explaining the difference between the cars. I've been educated. Thank you very much. I've been talking to David Hutchins, and you're a member of the committee of the MG Car Club.
Thanks very much, Bill.
You've been watching Eastern Newsbeat, which is brought to you and produced by Era TV.
Can everybody hear us? Those who are up the back, we're trying to make sure the sound is correct this year. Can everybody hear me? Raise your hand if you can't see any hands. All right, what I'd like to do is we'd like to start off with the masterclass. For those who don't know, those cars who have won their class around 3 years in a row are offered up to the masterclass, which is basically the best of the best. And you probably look down the driveway there at the 9 cars that are all lined up. So what I'd like to do now is read out. They were judged 2 weeks ago. And the reason that they were judged 2 weeks ago is that they are the only cars that are judged underneath the cars as well. So their underbody is detailed and judged, and every nut and bolt is checked. So it's a very stringent, very strict judging procedure. So I'd like to start off with that, and I'll start off with the first. And Alan doesn't even know who came first, so Alan, if you'd like to turn that trophy up. And in first place of the masterclass is the magnificent MGF 1999 by Mark Diatri. And also that goes along with the winner is the prestigious Walter Chilton Trophy, and I'd ask Walter to please come up and present that to Mark. If you can stand in the middle there, Walter. Move up to Al, move up to Al, get a threesome there. Keep going, keep going. There you go. Fantastic effort, Mark.
Thank you. Are you on there, Walter? Are you on there?
So that is really well deserved.